Hello, hello. So, the other day, I got a very long document. We're running a study on something to do with health, and I got this very long document to approve. And it had to do with our protocols and the medical school protocol and so on. And we've been working it for a long time, and I've read all the little pieces separately, but now it came back with some online form, and I had to read it. And it was over 100 pages, and to read it carefully would have probably been probably more than a day. And I looked at this form, and it's online, and I thought to myself, are they really expecting me to read it? At the end of the day, I'm signing it, and I'm approving it. Lots of people have been there on the way, but I'm eventually signing it. I'm the last signature. I'm the principal investigator on this. And I thought to myself, do they really expect me to read all of this? Like, if I think about my time allocation, is Duke wants me to stop everything else. Like, this is one study out of maybe, out of many that we're running, let's say 50. Do they really want me to stop everything and spend, let's say, 10 hours just reading this document carefully and making sure that it's right? Or is this just a kabuki theater? Is it just something that pretends that I've read it? And of course, it's one document of many. I have to sign lots of those things all the time. And I think that it's kind of like this pretend. It's basically saying, here you are going to sign this thing. We know you're not going to read it. But in fact, what we want to do is to pass responsibility to you. So it's kind of a pretend. I take on the responsibility if something goes wrong. But everybody understands that these forms were not designed to be read or understood or processed in any reasonable way. I feel the same way about the taxes, about my taxes. Every year I pay taxes. The forms are so complex and difficult. In the days of, the easy form, that was easy. But now the forms are so complex. I don't have the tools to even read it carefully and to understand, make sure I don't do a mistake. Yes, I take on. Eventually, I'm signing my tax returns, and eventually I'm responsible. And if somebody on the way made a mistake, it's my fault. But the tax code is so complex that I've no way, like, I can't get a degree now in accounting and becoming a tax expert. I'm busy with other things. So it's one of those things that we take on the responsibility, but the underlying mechanism is just too complex for us to understand. And the same feeling I had about these forms I had to sign for the university. They are too complex, and the forms are too long, and they take too much time, and so on. And it's eventually about passing along responsibility. And if you start thinking about this way and you're conspiratorial, you would say maybe they're making it extra long. Maybe it was short, I would ask questions. But being so long, I don't even start asking questions, and I just signed it. But it doesn't feel good. It does feel like I'm signing things. I do take the responsibility, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on. And I also feel a little bit alone, that this is not about anything in the system to help me do better. It's about everything in the system just to condense blame in case something not so great happens.